So, the FMCSA, they're the communist organization that regulates commercial vehicles in the United States. I don't know about Canada, but at least in the United States, that's what they do. Anyways, they're looking at trying to govern the speed of all trucks in the United States. Now, let me give you an example. Australia. Big country. Very big country. Very large, wide open country. They've got a lot of long roads. We've all seen the road trains over there. And the trucks are limited to about 100 kilometers per hour. About 62 miles an hour. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Now, the FMCSA wants to govern the speed of trucks in the United States, and I've been hearing that they want to try to govern trucks to the speed of 65 miles an hour. While yes, it is faster than the speed of trucks in Australia, and they're typically allowed to go, it's going to slow a lot of freight down in the U.S. Now, a lot of trucks in the United States can, do 70, 75 miles an hour, 80, or, some are ungoverned. There's a lot of trucks that can only do 65, 62, 60 miles an hour, and then you've got some extreme companies that limit them to like 58. And then out in California, you've got the statewide speed limit of 55. But anyways, that's besides the point. If you want to limit the trucks to 65 miles an hour, let's take a truck that can do 70 per se. So you got a truck that can do 70 miles an hour. That can do 770 miles in one day. 11 hours a day at 70 miles an hour. Obviously, you're not going to do 770 in one day because you're not going to start the day at 70 miles an hour and then immediately take your 30-minute break at, from 70 to 0 in an instant, and then, you're not getting back up to 70 right away, and then, you've got traffic and all that stuff. So you're not going to be doing that the whole time. But you've got a maximum range of about 770 miles at 70 miles an hour. 65 miles an hour, you got about 715 miles. That's about an hour difference almost in time. Now let's take a good 4-day haul. You got a good long load, about 4-day drive, 70 miles an hour. Now that 70 mile an hour truck, let's say, is now limited to a maximum of 65 miles an hour. You just lost 4 hours of driving on that 4-day haul. Now that 4-day haul turns into a 4-day plus 4 hours haul. You also lost, 280 miles that you could have driven that one day. That is a long time. That's a long distance. So you've lost, now you've lost that 4 days, 4 hours. I'm sorry, you've lost that 4 hours. Now you've got to drive an extra 4 hours and an extra 280 miles. That could mean the difference of making a load on time or making a load need to be rescheduled and possibly be pushed even further out. Because a lot of people, a lot of customers cannot accept a trailer if it's late. They have to be rescheduled. And that's going to mean even longer times for that product to get to its end point. And God forbid that's a food load or anything important like that. So if you needed another reason to make sure that you got stocked up on food, water, and everything else that you need, keep an eye on the FMCSA wanting to govern trucks to about 65 miles an hour. If they do that, there's going to be truck drivers that are going to quit the industry, because a lot of truck drivers, they say, they're governed at, some of them are governed at 75 miles an hour. They've been doing 75 miles an hour their whole life, their whole driving career. Now all of a sudden they're governed at 65, and they're not, they're not going, it's not going to be acceptable to a lot of people, and then you're going to have even slower trucks on the road, and then, I'm not even going to get into the whole safety issues with slower trucks on the road. The slower you go, the more vehicles you encounter because they're passing you, and the more chances there are for accidents. You get more trucks in accidents, you get more lost freight, and all that bullshit. So, it's a very important thing that you need to keep an eye on, that I am positive a lot of people have failed to actually cover. So, now if that happens, then you're looking at less truck drivers potentially, slower trucks, more accidents, or the possibility for more accidents, and the potential of less freight on the road because less of it is getting delivered, either because there's lost freight due to an accident, or there's just less truck drivers that are willing to put up with the bullshit of more regulations on the trucking industry.